we need to learn is how to handle the exception. I told that to handle the exception, I have 5 keywords. Is it right? Try, catch, and finally, and there are 2 important things like throw and throws. Okay. So first we'll learn how to handle exception using try and catch. To handle exception using try and catch. See, uh, okay, a try block where it contains statements where an exception is going. So that here where we'll put our program like is going to be divided by 0. We know that to cause an exception. That type of statements we'll put within a try block. Okay. So if you think any certain statements in a program that can throw an, what we have to do is we have to put that statements within the try block. Okay. So what catch will do is say chances that that exception may occur are minimal. Okay. So we put those try whenever we, okay, so we have it has to be followed by one more keyword that is called catch. Here where we are going to write those statements which handles whatever the exceptions occurs here. Okay, here we have an ending state code for those statements which is going to cause us an exception here. Okay, so that's why when any exceptions in Java, we have to use this try catch blocks. We have to use this try catch block. Okay, let us learn some example. Okay. Okay, now I am shared my screen. Okay, is it visible? Switch on your mic and tell me is it if it is visible. One student. I have Java compiler now. Please, any one student, please switch on your mic and answer me. Any one student, please. Okay, fine. Is it now?
Yes, sir, visible.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So, Ajum, I have written very simple program. Okay, very simple program. See, I know that if I am going to divide any number by 0, of course, it is going to cause an exception. So what I'll do is, I need to, if any situation, what I'll do is, I'm going to put those statements in a try block. If you is going to cause an exception, of course, what we are going to do is, we are going to put those statements within a try block. Try, I already told you, try block always followed by catch block. Okay, try block is always followed by catch block. Just forget about this. Just forget about this. Okay, so try block is always followed by a catch block. Now, if any errors occurs in this situation, assume if I write a program like this. Okay, I write a program like this. Okay, if I write a program like this, okay, if I run this, okay, fine, fine. Okay, assume if I don't have even try statement also, okay, I want to run this statement. See, Java knows that automatically. I already told that there are a lot of things already Java built it. Okay, even if you specify those exception or don't specify that exceptions, it know what type of error it is. Java knows because it already a lot of built-in. Okay, so see, we got an output that is an exception in a thread. Okay, on the main line 10. See, at the line 10, we faced an error, right? So it's an error because we cannot any values by 0. So it is divide by 0 error. Okay. So I already told you So if you face this situation, we need to handle it. How to handle it? What we do is, this code is going to cause an exception. What I do is, I'm going to put in try block. That particular code, I'm going to put it in a try block. Then I'm going to write some statements to handle that situations. Okay, assume write that statements to handle. Okay, we know this is a type arithmetic exception. Things we'll learn what are the built-in exceptions are there and what is the meaning of that built-in exceptions. Okay, assume now this is an error going to be belongs to a class called arithmetic exception. So if anything, that statement is going to cause an exception, what we do is we'll put it in a try and we are going to write some statements in a cache so that it will handle that situations. Okay, so now I'm going to run the program. You should see the result. Okay, see here. Of course, we know that this statement, is it right? But still, my application runs perfectly. See, my application runs perfectly. Even though I have a statement that is causing an error, still my application runs perfectly. Why it is possible? Because we to handle this type of situation. If any errors comes, if you know how to handle, so it is easy that even other statements, valid statements, can also run in your application. That's what the advantages of handling exceptions. See, so how I have handled, I have written two important keywords. One is try, another one is catch. In try, I am going to put whatever the exception. In catch, I'm going to handle. Nothing but don't think too much about that. Just write down any error messages or something like that. Okay, if any situation comes, you put some your own messages or something like that. That is what. Okay, if network database, if I am not able to connect my database, means you need to show. So many have faced that database connection failed in my application. Is it right? DGOD application. Why you are getting? Because I have written an exception. If something a problem occurs with my database, okay, then you show this as error message. When if you see that error messages, of course, still you are facing a problem with database. Still, you can view your DGOD application. Is it right? If you refresh it, if again it is get connected to your system database, of course, it works normally. That's what uh, handling exception is. What some statements we are going to put out, some like error messages, something like that. Okay, after that, still if any valid statements are there in your program, that is going to be run. This is what handling exception using try and catch block. Okay, so see, when you are handling exceptions, we can have multiple catch block. We can have a multiple catch block. Let us take one more example. Let us come to one more example. Okay, here I have one try statement and multiple catch. Okay, so one is respect to 0 divided by error, one is with respect to out of bound exception, one is with respect to generic exception. Exception is nothing but generic, whether you mention this code. Okay, so this if try block have an exception, if it won't find any valid catch for that to handle such type of an exception, then there is one generic exception called exception E that will handle all types of exception that is mentioned in runtime exception. So it means if you don't have this statement also, still our program runs. Okay, so because my exception is divide by 0. For that I have already mentioned an exception. I know that these type of exceptions can be handled by using arithmetic exception. That's why, okay, I have mentioned. Suppose if I have any other exceptions like I'll also mention how to handle those type of exception also. Okay, fine. We'll run this program. Okay, first we'll run this program. Okay, let's forget about this. No problem. Okay, I will explain what happens with respect to that line also. Okay, let us come this. See, my value is going to divide by 0. Okay, next what happens in try? Of course, this statement is causing an exception. Okay, it will come to the next catch where the definition for handling this exception is provided. Of course, we know that it is the element divided by 0. So the exception that is going to handle this situation is arithmetic exception. Whenever the line comes here, it will directly come to this catch statement and it handle that exception. That's why we're going to get an output like warning exceptions, arithmetic exception. Okay. Let us take one more example. So other exception is not at all having a meaning with respect to this. No, that's why no messages of other things. Directly, it is going to print the last line of this main class. Okay. Take one more example. What I do is I'm going to put this. Okay. So have only maximum size is 7. I'm going to execute. Still, it is we are going to get arithmetic exception only. Why we are not getting the array index of outbounds? Because here the situation we know that the execution always comes right to left. Okay, whenever we execute this, of course here only we are facing an exception. That's why try will look for the next handle this situation. Of course, the next catch which will handle that situation is an arithmetic exception. That is only handle that situation. This arithmetic exception error and direct last line where we are going to put the comma statements with respect to main, whether the exception is there or not there. Okay. So what I do is now I don't want to delete it by 0. What I do is I'll delete it by 14. Of course, we know that there is no any error at all in this to this line. Okay, but we have only 7 maximum element, but I'm trying to access the 8th element. Of course, we may have a problem with this. So that's why we'll see what type of error we will get. See, now whenever an exception occurs, it will look for the next catch which handle that exception. It will come to this catch. It knows that this is not this type. So the next catch which will handle the situation of that exception type. See, that's why we get an output array out of bounds exceptions and the last statements. Let us take this situation. Okay. I have not written any particular type exception here. Written an exception, generic exception, which will have all, it can handle any type of exception that are declared in a runtime class. Okay, runtime exception class. We will execute this. Of course, we need to get the same error. See, this generic exception knows how to handle, specify the specific exception that belongs to any exception statements. General consists of exceptions. See, directly it will there is no other specific exception. Directly it come to catch. Okay, it handle it and we get an output. That's what. So what we have to look whenever we are writing multiple catches, that this exception, generic exception, should be always present in the last catch statement. Okay, in the first catch statement. What happens if it is present in first catch statements? See, suppose assume that I put the statement here itself. See, I know I have written a definition for this. Is it right? This definition is array index out of bounds exception. Is it right? So according to our solution, it must come to this particular part and it has to show this error message. Let us see what happens if I execute this. See what happens? Try. Okay. 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 See. Okay. It will come to here. Assume I have this E1. Assume I have two separate objects. Assume. Okay. These are all objects with respect to time. This is what I'm going to execute. Okay. Is there? Okay, no problem. See, since I have mentioned in the first stage itself, okay, even though I have a statement to handle that, it directly comes that thing, and that's why it's showing a fine. I'm going to